Hi, my name's Paul. I teach product design at Nottingham Trent University, and one of the things we're really passionate about is teaching students design sketching. Design sketching is a key skill to us in industry. We both love to see when students develop their ideas creatively on paper, and it's a skill that will help you develop whilst you're here. I'm going to show you some key principles which you can take away with you and practice at home. Before you get started with design sketching, consider the space that you're sat at. Give yourself the opportunity to be able to move around, don't clutter your desk. What we're going to be looking at is a really simple structure. In this case, we're going to be looking at the perspective cube. What I want to be able to do, obviously, is sketch this on paper. Now let's have a look at some perspective sketching. And for instance, if we look at these trainers here, what you'll see is there's actually some construction methodology that's been created to be able to produce this. Now, whilst this sketch, for instance, might seem quite daunting if you're new to design sketching, the fundamentals are actually not very different from if we look at this design sketch here. And what you'll see here is, again, we've got some construction forms. In this case, it's cubes and cuboids. And what you'll see is we've got some design detail which have been added or subtracted from these forms. Additionally, of course, we're looking at shaded color and we're looking at differing line weights, which give real impact to this form. I want to draw my cube on a piece of paper, so I'm going to start by sketching the top face. And as you'll see here, I'm moving my piece of paper around quite quickly and rapidly. I'm drawing my sides now. I'll probably need to spin the piece of paper around so I feel confident drawing that bottom line there. And again, if I might go over this a couple of times, almost shadowing it, so I feel confident drawing that line there. I'm going to carry on now. I'm going to draw this line here. Again, I might go over it a couple of times. I'm going to spin this round as well, and I'm going to go over that a couple of times before I put that line there. And then I'm going to finish that by drawing that line to connect those two. And let's have a go just practicing that. So again, if I draw the top face, and you'll see it sort of looks like a diamond. And again, just get into this habit of moving this piece of paper around so it almost feels like it's a very dynamic approach. And what you'll see naturally is that the lines become more confident as I draw it. Sketching isn't about perfection. You can see here, if I made a mistake, you can see I've drawn another line in there just to emphasize what I actually wanted. At Nottingham Trent University, we consider that there is no failure in design sketching. In fact, we should celebrate it because we can't expect perfection, and sketching isn't about that. Maybe I can even sketch in a different orientation, move my piece of paper around. And as you can see here, I'm not being precious at all. And if I sketch something and perhaps it's not perfect, I don't need to start it again, but I can always pull a line back into shape if I feel like I need to. And for instance, what we really want to do when we're sketching is we want to try and make sure that these lines are all parallel with each other, but also minimally that the lines here and here are going to be parallel also. Of course, where does it ultimately lead to? The sketching of cubes in and of themselves isn't really the desired output, but maybe it's some really creative shapes and forms. As a design student, I might add in some additional details. Let's say that I cut away a section there. Maybe I add an additional feature. For instance, let's add a cylindrical shape to the side. And of course that would go on, and that's the essence, if you will, of what design sketching is. It's starting with the basic foundational form, and then of course from that it's making it your own, adding those design embellishments, adding those design details to actually get to the heart of what you're actually trying to develop. I hope you found that really useful. Give it a go at home, and all the best. Take care.